Hello, everybody, and I am so excited to talk about how to lose weight without dieting. So we're going to have so much fun today. So I'm really excited about that. And as we're waiting for people to come in, just jot down in the chat box where you're from. I'm seeing you as you're coming in. I'm trying to say hi to everybody I know, so that's great. So it's always good to see who's here and where everybody's from. I'm up here in Rhode Island where we are in the middle of a snowstorm right now. So hopefully all the power stays on, but it's not as bad as it is around, a lot of the country right now. So where are you joining us from tonight? I've got Pittsburgh, Harmony, PA, anybody outside of the country, and let me know if you're ready to get started. We're just going to give it a couple more minutes to let other people join us here because it always takes a few minutes. But where are you? And it's good to see Janet, I can see Rachel, Naomi, some wonderful people here. We have Lisa too, who's monitoring the chat, and she'll be there to answer any questions for you. Many of you know Lisa, and we'll introduce you to her in a minute. So how is everybody? Snowy Lancaster, yes. I read a statistic this morning that said 75% of the whole country is under snow right now. Somebody's coming in from Portugal and it's after midnight. So thank you. We appreciate you being here after midnight. Normally, most people would wait for the recording. So I'm glad you're here. New Jersey, Fran's here, so that's great. She often shows up. New York, so a lot of people from all around, and that's wonderful. West Virginia, so the states are well represented, except for some of those southern states, which are probably don't even have power right now. So just want to send out a good wish for them out there. So are you ready to get started? If so, give me a thumbs up, give me a yes, give me something in the chat box that says you're here and that you are ready to go ahead and get started here. Staten Island, great. Wonderful. So we've got people definitely from around here. We've still got people entering, but let's go ahead and get started. So in order to do that, just some tips to help you get the most out of this webinar. First off, let's turn off everything that's in the background. So that way you can get the most out of this webinar. If you're running iTunes, if you've got Skype in the background, even email service can help sort of slow Zoom down, especially if there's a lot of people on videos. And then also just give yourself this time, just turn off your cell phone, literally turn it off, close your door, kick the dog out, kick the cats out, kick the kids out, the husband, anybody else who's with you, just kick everybody out and give yourself this time to discover how to lose weight without dieting. Now, you are muted, so if you've been talking or chattering away, hoping that we hear you, we can't, we're really sorry. We are recording this webinar. So after we're done, I will send a recording out to you. The recording link will be provided to you. You'll probably get that tomorrow. So just some great tips to take this time. Make sure you've got a nice cup of tea. I have lemon honey in case I sort of lose my voice halfway through, which I can do. But make sure that you have, Lisa told me she's got some chocolate covered raisin. So hopefully you are comfortable. Now, you are in the right place because we want to look how we're going to do this. I'm going to show you a system that doesn't require calorie counting. It doesn't require measuring your food, saying no to almost everything that there is on the menu or in the grocery store. It doesn't require you to study nutrition and memorize points. So you really are in the right place if you failed at dieting before. And we're going to talk about how that's just not your fault. If you've been concerned in the past that you can't succeed with losing weight, I want you to put those fears to rest. And you're in the right place if old habits tend to sort of creep back in and you end up thinking, oh my God, I just can't lose weight permanently. It is just not true. So we're here to show you how your body type and your genetics play a huge role in weight and certainly weight loss. So my goal for this webinar with you tonight is I want to help you to lose weight permanently without dieting. In all fairness, diets don't work. or having to resort to extreme exercise. I had a guy the other day that was talking to me, and he could only maintain his weight if he did 2 hours of exercise a day and severely restricted what he was eating. So that's just not maintainable. So I want to show you how easy it's going to be with the right tools so that you don't fail and that you don't waste time and that you don't feel deprived, because when we fail and we feel we're wasting our time and we feel that we're depriving ourselves and it's really not working, what happens then is we just give up. We don't give up on things that work. We give up on things that, even no matter what effort we've put in, there's no change. So the only way for you to lose weight permanently without dieting is through an individualized program that's going to be personalized to you. The only way to know who you are is to know A, your genetics, and B, your body type, or what we call your dosha. Now, who am I? Why am I even telling you this? So I guess I should introduce myself to you, to those of you who don't know me. So my name is Kerry. I come from London, England, and I am not a physician. I'm an Ayurveda practitioner. In fact, I'm an integrative health practitioner. And I have a clinical practice at the University of Pittsburgh Center for Integrative Medicine. And here in my clinical practice, we really focus on the science behind this system of medicine, Ayurveda, so that we can really get the benefit of Western thought, which is important, and Eastern wisdom too. So I do that at UPMC, University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. I also have my book. I got to publish a book a couple of years ago, the 25-day Ayurveda Plan. So that was quite a story. That was quite interesting. And I have a TED talk out there that talks about how we should change our healthcare system. And I also get to run the Ayurveda Sanctuary, which is a phenomenal wellness retreat. It's our signature retreat that we do normally once a year, not this past year for obvious reasons, probably not this coming year either, based on COVID. So that's where I do it. But why am I talking to you about weight loss? Besides the fact that we have helped literally hundreds of people with just who are probably right where you are now. But probably about 8 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago, I made a New Year's resolution to stop dieting. Yep, me too. I used to diet. I threw out the scales and now I just eat whatever I want. But I have a story that probably many of you do as well. I started at 13 years of age, yo-yo dieting. And I started it all because I remember my grandmother saying to me, when she gets rid of those rolls, she's going to be pretty good looking. And I didn't hear, oh, she's going to be pretty good looking. I just heard all those roles. That stayed with me all the way through until my late 40s in those years. And it's amazing, isn't it? What just one off the cuff comment can do to us. So I've tried it all. Remember the cabbage soup diet? Remember Atkins? Fasting. Oh my God, I fasted on fruit juice. I fasted on just water. I fasted on nothing, anything to lose weight. And I had diet pills. Remember those diet pills? My doctor actually gave them to me. I mean, now you'd have to go find somebody shady looking on a street corner to get some of those pills. But yep, they were prescribed to me as well. But nothing worked long term. And for those next 3 decades, I was on and off various diets. So I do know what it's like to be on that yo-yo dieting rigmarole. Now, the weight always came back on, and I'm sure many of you know that feeling as well. But fast forward sort of 30, 40 years, once I developed a personalized system to manage weight by incorporating really sort of fundamental changes in diet, behavior, and stress, also focusing on genetics, what I started to see with my clients is they started to lose weight. People often come and see me, and weight isn't perhaps the first goal. It's probably up there in the top 5. I would say 95% of people who come to see me, they do want to lose weight. So they may come in because they have insomnia or hyperthyroidism or Hashimoto's, or maybe irritability or skin rashes, psoriasis, diabetes, 101 different reasons that people will come and see me, but weight is always part of that. And what I realized was as they were working their program, that it was a very personalized program to them, then we started seeing long-term weight loss. That wasn't our initial goal. So this individualized program we sort of fine-tuned and fine-tuned is so successful that my clients have achieved maximum health and vitality after years of chronic dieting. Now, it took many years of research and study to develop this program. And you know, in all fairness, why does this apply to you? Because it works no matter how much you have to lose, what you have to lose. I've had clients that have lost over 100 pounds. I have clients that are just working with that stubborn 5 pounds. And for each person, it is as important to them. Also, this program makes it possible to lose weight where others can't because it's personalized to you. And anybody can do this because what we're going to do is we're going to personalize your nutrition. And this is generally in the field of nutrigenomics, which is the cutting edge of science that says let's use our genetics and fine tune the right food for our genetics. So does that kind of make sense? Are you getting all this? Great. So let me talk about Joe. So Joe said, I'm a busy professional from an engineering firm in Southwest Pennsylvania. And like most people in our culture, food has been something that I've treated more as a nuisance that must be addressed in between deadlines. As a result, I started eating a lot of fast food. I gained a lot of weight. I became irritable, fatigued, had little interest in doing anything other than sleeping after work. And most of all, I had no understanding of how much damage I was doing to myself. Now, let's be clear. Weight is not the problem. I know it feels like it's the problem. Weight is a symptom of an underlying imbalance, and it's showing up in you as this extra weight. We don't know what that underlying imbalance is until we sort of know who you are. So, but with weight often comes other things. Maybe there's joint pain, insomnia, maybe there's digestive problems, a sense of sluggishness, brain fog, fatigue, unmotivated, all these things, a feeling of getting stuck. All these things tend to come with weight gain too. So weight has an effect on the rest of the body as well. And then he goes on to say, I met Kerry at our local yoga studio, blah, 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 blah. And within a relatively short period of time, I lost more pounds than I ever had before. And he says 35 pounds. But here's what's really important. I began to feel better. I began to honor how I relate my surroundings, my clarity, my mood have improved. I honored my food, skipped a line there. And I continue to learn more about myself. And then he goes on to say he loves me too. And I love those testimonials too. But the point of this is not to say that, yes, he likes working with me, but he lost the weight, but all these other benefits too. So here's what we're going to cover today. Secret number one, how to use your genetics and body type to lose weight. And then secret number two, how having a personalized coach is going to be a game changer. That makes all the difference. And then secret number three, how to lose weight even if things are outside of your control. And I know, maybe you have pizza night every Friday night with your family. Maybe you like to have red wine every Saturday night with your husband, and that's your downtime. Maybe the kids are not going to give up the goldfish, and how can you possibly go on, watch your weight when there's all this stuff in the cupboard? So there are things outside of your control. So we're going to talk about that too. So secret number one, how to use your genetics and your body type to lose weight. And why is that important? Well, then let's start by looking at your genetics. All of us have struggled with our weight, and some more than others. Now, right now, we're talking about weight loss, and this whole webinar is called How to Lose Weight Without Dieting. But there are a lot of people who have problems putting weight on, and they don't tend to get much sympathy in our culture, unfortunately, but for them, they too are struggling with their weight. And some of us struggle more than others. And this could be due to your individual genetic makeup. Now, certain genotypes, which are certain, types, this is your genes, can predispose you to being more sensitive to gaining weight. So everybody then should manage their nutrition differently. Let's talk a little bit more in depth about how your genes work and how they're going to affect your weight as well. So genes produce proteins. In fact, that's what genes do. They're little protein factories. And these proteins are going to dictate how your body functions. There's tiny differences in your genes, and they're called SNPs, and I just gave you a little picture of them, and it's not so important, but just remember there are tiny differences in your genes. And these SNPs, these differences, affect things in your body. They're going to affect the hormones. They're going to affect the enzymes responsible for your metabolic responses. So using your genetic information, you can then develop a personalized nutritional plan that's going to be a weight loss plan that's going to have you losing weight. There's a number of genes that I want to talk about that can contribute to an imbalance in your body weight. So some of the genes, to name just a few, and you don't have to remember these, you're not going to get quizzed on it. There's one called FTO, there's another called ADRB2, and the other one PPARG3. We're going to talk about those three. So FTO, one of the genes that I'm talking about, for example, this is commonly referred to as the fat mass or the obesity gene. And often people would say, oh, I carry the obesity gene. I've had my genetics done and I know I carry that gene. And this gene is involved in controlling your eating behavior. So it's involved in satiety. How full do you feel at the end of the meal? And it is one of the things that we test for. Because if you're a person that just doesn't feel full at the end of the meal, then you're just going to keep on eating and eating and eating. So then we have to get into portion control as opposed to looking at your nutrition. Now, ADRB, on the other hand, that's involved in controlling your blood sugar levels and making fat available for energy instead of storage. So very important to know that genetically we're working on having your blood sugars produce energy for you rather than it just goes straight to storage. And that is one of the things that happens to our body when we're under stress. It affects this gene, blood sugar levels go up, insulin levels go up, and then you end up being under stress, your body's under stress, creating these problems, and then we tend to put on weight, especially around the middle. Now, that last gene that I talked about, PPARG, this is involved in forming fat cells as well as regulating fat and carbohydrate metabolism in your body. So, long story short, knowing your genetic result gives you the information on how these genes influence your body, how these genes influence your weight balance, and then which dietary changes do you need to make because they're going to be the right ones for your body. That way, you can personalize your nutritional program so it's right for you. Kind of makes sense? Yeah? Just give me a thumbs up in the chat so I can see that you're still there, that you're listening. But you know what? Genetics is just one piece of the puzzle. It's also important to know your body type. Is this making sense so far? Okay. Let me have my drink. I knew this was going to happen. I've been talking a lot today with clients, so by the end of the day, my throat gets a little dry. So, yes, you can achieve healthy, quick weight loss with the right body type of diet that's for you. And if you're asking, oh my gosh, what's my body type? Well, I hope you got to take the Modern Dosha quiz that we sent out to you when you registered. If you didn't, you'll find it again, so go ahead. But I bet you agree that we all have different body types. I mean, that makes sense, and a specific body shape, right? If we can agree on that, then it's easy to understand that each of us has a distinctive genetic, anatomic, glandular makeup, obviously different metabolic needs, different nutritional and fitness needs, wouldn't you say? So then, isn't it unwise to think that the same weight loss program works for everybody? How many times have you tried a one size fits all diet, maybe a quick routine that you got from YouTube, only to get disappointed and discouraged because they just didn't work for you? Doesn't it make sense to choose a customized plan for your body type that allows you to lose weight faster and much easier? No matter what you've been reading elsewhere, when it comes to exercising and eating to lose weight, one program does not fit all. You've simply got to determine what's your specific body type, and then you can choose the right nutrition for that body type. It just makes sense, doesn't it? Whether you want to lose a lot of weight or just tone up and reshape so that weight isn't really too much of an issue, the first step is going to be, what is my body type? Who am I? Because after all, awareness of knowing who you are is the first step to lasting change, right? So once you've identified it, you'll get the results you want because you're using the corresponding body type nutrition, the right nutrition for you that's going to work for you. Isn't that interesting? And it does work. So, but you may be sitting there thinking, yeah, Kerry, I don't understand how a program that is specific to my genetics and my body type is going to work for me. And that's probably because you're frustrated. You've probably done many diets. Your body is resistant to burning fat. You've probably got a sluggish metabolism. You may have constant food cravings. Your energy may not be all that it should be. Frequent mood swings. We often see those things. And that's what happened to me as well years ago when I wanted to drop a significant amount of weight. And that's before I knew that a specific body type. I didn't know anything about Ayurveda. I didn't know anything about genetics. So I tried every diet under the sun, whether it's high protein, low carb, low fat, no this, eat that, not eat this. In fact, I think I still have that book somewhere. Remember that book? Don't eat this, but eat that. I poured over that. And then I would feel miserable, hungry. I'd feel deprived. And in the process, this affected me. I became anemic. I compromised my metabolism. I became very, very sluggish. I lost a lot of muscle tissue too. Have you heard that phrase, skinny fat? That's somebody who's lost weight, which I could lose it, but you're not healthy. You didn't do it in the right way. There's not good muscle tone. I was constantly cold. I wasn't sleeping well because I just wasn't doing the right things for me. So I didn't particularly like my body. So my self-esteem wasn't great. And I avoided social functions as well. And how many of you can relate to that? I thought that this was it. This is just what I had to do to stay sort of fairly slim. And then it did occur to me over time that this was crazy, that there was no intelligence here. There was no science that was backing all these different things up. And that if I had a diet or a nutritional program that was customized for my own body type, then that would be a game changer. And it was a game changer. I mean, once I sort of got introduced to Ayurveda and looking at a very personalized health plan, then it was a game changer for me. And I think today more and more nutritionists and fitness experts, they're steering away from the traditional one size fits all dogma. In fact, I think most health and wellness professionals, and there's a lot on this call tonight, agree that using customized diets for the different body types is probably the most effective way to drop any extra weight and keep it off. And you've heard this before, right? That a customized program, a customized diet is going to work much better. And that's because customized diets based on each person's body type are effective. That means they're motivating because they work, and they're safe. A lot of the stuff that's out there is not particularly safe. So a personalized diet is going to highlight the specific nutrition that you need and the workouts, let's not forget exercise, that are going to raise your metabolism naturally for optimal health, for maximal fat burning, for increased energy, and for emotional stability. So rather than constantly feeling defeated and hopeless about never being able to attain sort of the weight that you want to, or sort of keep your optimal weight, I'm going to encourage you to discover what is yours, who are you, what's your body type, then implement a matching workout and body type nutritional program. And that's going to be a nutritional program that's based upon your uniqueness as an individual. It's not going to put you at risk because it's going to be the healthiest way for you to lose weight. Not going to require you to count calories. In fact, it's silly to count calories or weigh food. Oh my gosh, we've made eating so complicated. So if you don't have to do all those really hard things, it's going to be a lot easier to stick to in the long run. It's going to be natural. It's going to be balanced. It enables you to avoid unnecessary frustration. You're not going to have those food cravings, any kind of sharp hunger pangs. And it's going to allow you to resolve the problem areas and reach your health goals, no matter what that weight is. And maybe it's just that you want to put on your skinny yoga pants again, or you want to put those pair of jeans on again, or maybe you just want to put anything on and not have to worry about what you're hiding. I hear it all. I really do. So if working with your body type, rather than following a one size fits all plan, that makes sense to you, then take the time now to identify your body type or body shape, because medicine is not one size fits all. There is no one drug that suits all people. There's no one nutritional supplement that suits all people, or even an Ayurveda herb that's going to suit all people at all times. There's no one nutritional program or exercise regimen, or for the yogis who are on the call tonight, there is no one yoga that's going to suit all people all of the time, because you are unique. I don't want you to just take my word for it. I'm hoping this is going to play.
Carrie, we have no sound on the video.
Oh no. Oh no, let me try that again. It's such a good video too. I love what Cindy said. Let me share sound. Sorry about this. There's always a technical issue.
Feeling the effects.
Can you hear it now?
Yes.
I'm a single mother of two. I found myself not being able to give as much to them as I would have liked because I was always tired. I was dealing with inflammation and numbness of limbs, bloating, mind fog. I mean, the list goes on. Within a week or a week and a half, I could start feeling the effects. There's no guesswork to it. You get the DNA done, work done, and then based on that, it's just a customized plan, and it's just unbelievable to me. I started seeing weight loss. In fact, in the first 3 months, I lost 15 pounds. And this is with very minimal exercise, gained back mental clarity, energy, my skin. I can't believe how almost flawless my skin is now. I was having, all kind of skin issues. And the list goes on. So basically every single ailment that I came in with, I started to see disappear. The plan is flawless, and it's not hard work. It's not this restrictive, you have to be perfect at every moment. It's life changing. My self-worth and my confidence and my life has just been transformed by this. So I think I would say for someone who thinks they can't do it, you can, you can, and it's so worth it. I'm 6 months in, and I just feel like a completely different person.
So can you imagine if that happened to you?
I'm a single.
But, you might also be thinking, I don't understand how a plan that is specific to my genetics and body type is going to help me. After all, I'm not going to be able to stick to this. It may be okay for Cindy, but I know me. I always start off well, then just kind of fall off the wagon as time goes on. And I don't want to spend time and money on another program for it not to work. And I get that. I absolutely do. But the truth is, you are going to need somebody who fully supports you in your goals, who's 100% invested in you and your success, and can give you specific direction for your personal needs. As we said, there's no one size fits all, and we know that you're going to need support. We all do, and a community that's going to keep you accountable and on track. When we're looking to make changes, especially around weight and diets and food, my gosh, there is so much information out there. We don't want this to be another yo-yo diet fad. We want to create a sustainable lifestyle shift that's going to keep you in optimal weight over your whole much, much longer life. Ayurveda in Sanskrit means the science of life or the science of longevity. So it really is a blueprint for how to live the rest of your life with health and vitality. When people come and see me and they're carrying a lot of extra weight, they've often lost a lot of vitality. They're tired, they're sluggish, they're often unmotivated, and they're frustrated. They're perhaps irritable and they blame themselves. Their sex drive's gone out the window because, in all fairness, we have to look good to feel good. So that then tells me there's just no vitality in that person, and that's what you should have. That's what I want for you. So to make that happen and for you to achieve success finally in your weight loss, we do actually have you check in with an Ayurveda wellness counselor. We have Lisa on the call tonight. Just say hi, Lisa, who's our counselor.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. So glad you're here. And I'm enjoying. I'm here with my tea as well, and enjoying.
So that's great. Thank you, Lisa. So, so you've met our wellness counselor, and these calls with her are to give you that assistant accountability and the support you need when you need it the most. Now, we also know that your needs are going to change with the seasons. So, we include seasonal consultations. That's to update you on the seasonal healing foods that are right for you. And ultimately, that keeps you on track throughout the year. Did you know that you have different microbes in your gut at different times of the year? Yeah, that's pretty neat, isn't it? So you have the right gut bacteria for the right seasonal foods. You've heard them talking about this before? No? Yes? So if you have different gut bacteria at different times of the year, then that really sort of backs up why we should be eating seasonally. So let me give you an example of this. Strawberries. When do strawberries come into season? Just put in chat. Now, the more I ask this question, the more people they tell me they don't know, because they can get strawberries 365 days in a year at the local grocery store. But when do strawberries come into season? Yep. Summer, June, July. Strawberries are a cooling food. And I know we're not used to thinking of foods as heating or cooling, but they're a cooling food. We eat strawberries that time of year because what they do is they combat the heat of the summer in our bodies. So they cool us down. But if you were to put those same strawberries on your cereal or your oatmeal in the middle of winter, you are going to feel sluggish. And who on earth would think that strawberries would make you feel sluggish? So just an example of a good healthy food but eaten in the wrong season. So we have different gut bacteria for different seasons. And community is really important. I heard Dr. Fauci the other day talking about how community is important. And I think this last year has really taught all of us just how much we relied upon just being able to see and talk to people and having that sense of community. And it's been tough on a lot of people's mental health. So to make anything work, it is so much better if you have a friend to do it with, or you have community to do it with. I remember somebody once saying to me, and before she came into a program with us, she was going to Weight Watchers. And she said, I loved going She said, I'd stopped losing weight. In fact, I plateaued, but I really wanted to go because I met the same people there every week. And we talked and we laughed and we joked about where we were. That sense of community is so important. So we know that that's what you're going to need. You're going to need coaching. You're going to need to know what to do seasonally, and you're going to need community. Secret number 2, a personalized coach for a year makes all the difference. This is a game changer. And you might be saying, you know, I'm not great at sticking to a program. It's just not worked before. And I hear this a lot where people say, I've tried almost every program out there. So let me share you a quick story. Jenny called me and she wanted to lose weight. In fact, she had 80 pounds of weight to lose. And she said to me, why do I need coaching to lose weight? After all, I should be able to lose weight on my own, shouldn't I? And that's not a surprise that you'd be asking, why do I need coaching to lose weight? Because you, just like everybody else, has been brainwashed a whole lifetime by the mainstream diet industry to think that all you need is a new food diet to fix you being overweight. Just this new supplement, this new diet. Think about it. The diet industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It wants you constantly looking for new things. Otherwise, if you reach success, you wouldn't be trying all these new things. But if it were true that all you need is another food diet to follow, then why are you still struggling? Why are you still binge eating? Why hasn't any food diet made your emotional eating go away? Why do you continue to obsess about food, dislike your body, keep struggling to get it together and finally lose weight for good? If you could lose weight and keep it off all by yourself, then why haven't you? And it comes down to coaching. Coaching with the right coach can be that game changer that you've never had when it comes to finally and fully succeeding with your weight loss. Coaching is the fastest path to get from where you are now, which is out of control with your food, desperate to change and lose weight, to where you deeply desire to be, which is eating normal, looking good, and feeling great. Of course, you got to make sure that you hire the right coach. There's many out there. Anybody really can put their shingle out there. One who has many years of experience with the right foundation of skills that you need, the right training, and the right expertise to apply to the real problems that are standing in your way of losing weight and keeping it off. So, why coaching for weight loss? The only reason to get coaching for weight loss is because you're serious about getting off that yo-yo dieting hamster wheel. And I know what that's like. Only look at coaching if you want to stop being frustrated 24/7. If you can't stop eating, you just want to lose weight. You'd only want to get coaching to lose weight if you want to feel good about yourself, if you want to look your best, get good results, and just get normal with food. I have so many clients that have so much emotionalism around food. I even have one client who couldn't even go to the grocery store anymore because she was just overwhelmed now by what she could or couldn't eat. Now, keep in mind, though, that coaching is not therapy, and we often do come across this. The difference is its therapy focuses on your past and includes a lot of talking about your problems. Coaching is about moving forward from where you are now to get results as quickly as possible. Now, sometimes we recommend therapy. We have many clients who have eating disorders. We are not trained with eating disorders. We are trained to look at the imbalance that creates that, and we can work on that. But sometimes talk therapy or seeing a psychotherapist does help. So we'll refer if we need to. So still with me? Great. Let's listen to what Gwen said. Gwen, she said, the key for me was to have a coach, somebody who was with me every step of the way. I loved having someone who helped me pay attention to the changes I needed to make along the way and kept the changes at the forefront, even when I became stressed out at work. I am now far more in balance, much more aware of the triggers that cause me to go out of balance. I also loved how I could eat just normal foods, but still be Ayurvedically imbalanced. It is so good. So it made such a difference. So I just wanted to show, not just from me, who knows, but from people who have actually gone through the program. Now, you might also be thinking, I'm not able to lose weight because, and we do hear this, I failed before. It breaks my heart when somebody comes and sees me and they're so dejected. They've tried so many diets, we've all been there, and they take it on themselves, they internalize it and say, it's my fault. I don't have enough willpower. I am not motivated enough. There is something wrong with me. There is nothing wrong with you. Diets don't work. If they did, everybody would be at the weight that's meant to be. Now, that doesn't mean diets don't take weight off initially. Many do, and you can use some of the diets as jumping off points to lose weight, but none of them are going to work long term. And I don't care whether it's the keto diet, whether it's a low carb, low fat, it's not necessarily the right nutritional program or diet. I always hate to use that word diet, but it's not the right diet, food program for you. So of course you failed. They're designed for you to fail. So you buy the next one. Maybe you're on medication, and I hear this a lot. Maybe you're on a statin, or maybe you're on steroids, which, you know, it is more difficult to lose weight, but it's not a reason that you can't. I'm not able to lose weight because it's genetic. All of my family is heavy. My mother is, I am, my sister is, my aunt is. So it just runs in the family. Your genes are not who you are. They are not static. You know, at one time we used to think our genetic lot in life, that was it. You couldn't change it. We now know through the field of epigenetics that we can change our genes according to diet and lifestyle. We can change how they're expressed. So yes, you may carry the obesity gene, but it's not going to show up. You're not going to become obese unless you switch that gene on. So let's just make sure that gene doesn't get switched on. And we do that through diet and lifestyle. This is the whole field of epigenetics. And this is the field that Ayurveda has always been in. So I think it's wonderful that we've come to the point where we have this field of medicine, a newer field, epigenetics, and we can look at Ayurveda and say, they can work together now. It is the same thing. You might also be saying, you know what, I just can't lose weight, Kerry, because I have all these cravings. Come afternoon or come evening, that's it. I crave sweet things, or I crave salty things, or I crave crunchy things. Cravings are just your body's way of saying, hey, things are out of balance here. I'm not able to lose weight because I'm menopausal. This is one we hear a lot. It's interesting that Indigenous women do not have menopausal symptoms. We've normalized it here in our culture and said, yeah, you know, anywhere between the age of 45 and 60, yep, if you're bitchy and bad-tempered, it's because you're menopausal. If you're going to dry out, you're going to get osteoporosis, you're going to lose your sex drive, and you're going to put on weight. It's just what happens. It's not. The degree of imbalance you are going into this transition of menopause is the degree of symptoms that you'll have. So it's just an indication of how imbalanced you were going into this stressful time on your body, transitional time. So maybe you say you can't lose weight because of all those things, or maybe just some of those things. But the truth is, none of those things are going to matter because you have a personalized wellness coach. Now, coaching by itself is not going to promise instant results. So let's get real. Food is easy, food is everywhere, and food is instant gratification. Weight loss does require action over time. You're not going to lose weight if you're not going to take consistent action. And you can only stick with it if you have the right mindset for it. Coaching to lose weight works to resolve the long-standing issues that have stopped you a lifetime from getting to your goal weight and staying there. So coaching helps you lose weight only if you're serious about feeling good again. If you want to feel your best, if you want to look your best, if you want to stop sabotaging yourself when it comes to finally losing weight and keeping off. After all, How amazing would it be if you could just get normal with food? You didn't have to spend so much energy about what was the right thing to eat or the wrong thing to eat, what's weight gaining, what's not. Does it make sense that just a food diet can't fix the problems that keep you stuck in a rut with maybe binge eating, maybe emotional eating, maybe self-sabotage? Does it make sense that you can't do this alone? It's clear, and we've seen in our practice that it's clear that only people who are looking to make a positive change reach out to get coaching. The others are going to continue to struggle in isolation, never getting to where they want to be, which is just not smart. So if you're serious about ending your food and weight struggles for good, your fastest path to success is in coaching with the right coach that knows your genetics and knows your body type. Make sense? Makes sense for a positive outcome. You've put all the pieces in place to make it easy for you. So secret number 3, how to lose weight even if things are outside of your control. And I get it, many things are. So you might be saying, I don't know how to overcome eating with my family. I can't go on a diet. I can't cook all these separate meals. I don't know how to overcome pizza night. It is our family tradition. We have pizza every Friday night or every Thursday night. How am I supposed to overcome that? How am I supposed to overcome my cravings or cook separate meals? You know, if I go on a diet, my husband's not going to eat that stuff. He's not going to eat a lettuce leaf. So now I'm cooking 2 meals and I've got kids and now I'm cooking 3, 4, 5 different meals. How I just don't know how to overcome these things. So thus it's not going to work. This comes back to the support that you're going to need in order to be successful. So to be successful, you're going to need more than just information alone. You are going to need support. You're going to have questions that need answering. You might need help in the accountability department too. Let me tell you, I take my job very, very seriously, and I won't let you quit on yourself. We're going to go through everything together. I can't do that with just a few videos, a few smart PDFs and say, off you go do it by yourself. Information alone just won't cut it. My success rate when people go it alone is 0. But my success rate for those of you who work with me is closer to 93%. So if information were enough, then you could have just turned to Google, couldn't you? Found the latest diet. You need a guide who's been there before, who can take you there right now. Now, every other week, you will have a check-in with that guide. You met Lisa tonight, and that's to help. And these calls are to give you that consistent accountability and the support you need when you need it the most. Because we're talking to you often, we can be very sensitive to what's going on in your life, and we can adjust things accordingly for you. But because I'm your coach, your friend, your mentor, we're not going to let you go back to your old habits. We're going to make sure that you're successful at breaking them. And you might also say, you know what, Kerry? I don't know how to pay for a program if it's not covered by insurance, and I know it's going to cost something. And I'm just putting everything out there that we hear from everybody. The truth is, we offer different levels of support that we provide. It's based upon your wellness goals. What are you trying to do here? Your health challenges, what else are we dealing with here? And how much support are you going to need from us to reach that? Some people don't need much support. They're like, once you give me the groundwork, I can do this by yourself. They're very self-directed people. And then on the other end, we have people that need a lot of support, perhaps need access to me 24/7. They're normally the people that need a lot of support. So anything in between. And there is a planned budget for any, depending on how much support that you're going to need. We also can take either a flexible savings account or a health savings account. And in fact, many of my clients pay for their programs that way. So if you have that with your work, you know, where you get your credit card that you can pay for co-payments, that can pay for your program as well. But let me ask you a question. Are you enjoying the webinar so far? Let me know in the chat. What do you think? Should we carry on? So far, what we've covered then is secret number 1, how to use your genetics and body type to lose weight. Secret number 2, how having a personalized coach makes all the difference for you for a weight loss program. And then, you can lose weight even if things are seemingly outside of your control too. So, who wants to take things to the next level? Put I am ready in the chat box so I know to move on after I've had a swig of my tea. Looking at the chats. Great, great. We are ready. Wonderful. So, introducing to you the personalized wellness plan. And the personalized wellness plan is all about helping you to lose weight permanently without dieting. As we've said, they don't work. It's going to be customized to your body type. That means you can start losing weight in about 2 weeks. If you start with us, we normally see weight loss within a couple of weeks. Personalized wellness plan means that you don't have to worry about failing. You don't have to waste time on things that just don't work. So here's what you get. The plan includes an initial consultation, because we've got to know who you are, to determine your body type and your genetic testing. So that initial consultation, it's going to really sort of put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and I'll go into that in a little bit. That's your genetic testing. We need to know who you are genetically. And then your wellness plan is going to include a plan with all the food lists that are right for you. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, doesn't matter what age you are, doesn't matter what season you're in, the food that comes in your transformational wellness plan is always going to be the right foods for you because it's based upon your genetics and it's based upon your body type. We'll talk about personalized cleanses that you'll get in your plan. How we do a meal plan too as a resource for you. Coaching, we've talked a lot about coaching. We'll talk some more about that. An exercise regimen. What is the right exercise for you? Your plan is also going to include the seasonal library, which talks about seasonal changes. And your plan is going to include the Ayurveda Sanctuary, which is a phenomenal retreat, which I'll tell you about. Health trackers, tools to keep you on track, and community, which is so important. And we've learned that this last year. So let's look at the initial consultation. And we're going to start with initial 2 to 4 hour consultation to review all your medical history and lifestyle information. This is going to include a discussion of all your health concerns and health goals. This is where we can really put all the pieces of the puzzle together and see who you are metabolically speaking, not just who you are today with the symptoms that you have today. I mean, that's important. And in all fairness, that's why people jump on a phone with me. But who were you when you were born? What is that degree of imbalance between then and now? What happened in your life to put you out of balance so that you're carrying extra weight? And that way, we can sort of really determine who, I lost my train of thought for a minute, really sort of determine who you are. We're also going to do an 8-point examination and a tongue analysis, which is a lot of fun. And a tongue analysis sort of tells us what the organs are doing and whether you're carrying any kind of toxins, whether you have what we call digestive toxins, which often means that you're an inefficient fat burner, which means you're probably carrying extra weight. So that's the initial consultation, 2 to 4 hours. And then with new genetic testing, did you know that 40 to 70% of our obesity risk is estimated to be genetic? Kind of important, huh? So your genetic test is going to include a nutritional panel. we're going to look at the optimal type of diet, and I don't mean restrictive diet, but food diet, and the best eating habits for you for weight loss. For example, some people, as I said, they are prone to snacking genetically. Some people have eating disinhibition, which means they don't stop eating under stress. Other people, don't know when to stop eating. So all these things can happen as well. And then we're going to look at your nutritional needs for 15 different vitamins and minerals. So how important is it to know maybe you are low in folate, which we need to metabolize? Maybe you metabolize caffeine very fast, which means you are a person that can have a cup of coffee. And you're struggling to come off coffee and you don't need to. Maybe you're a person that doesn't metabolize alcohol very well and you get alcohol flushing. So that's going to increase things like skin rashes. Maybe you're a person who has a salt sensitivity or a peanut sensitivity, and that might be when you have legumes, you have problems with digestion. So there's a lot we can determine here. And then your predisposition for food reactions like peanuts or salt, or I'm trying to think of some of the other things that we look at: alcohol, caffeine, sugar, what tastes the best for you. And then we also look at your fitness panel too. So what is the best exercise for you in terms of weight loss? Maybe you're a high intensity person. Maybe you should be doing more strength-based training. But what is the right exercise for you? And for muscle development as well. Maybe you're a body type that loses muscle mass really, really easy and can get very flabby. Then we want to make sure that we're doing the right exercises for you. And then what is that personalized fitness for all your health, including cardiovascular health as well? Remember, cardiovascular disease is the #1 disease for men and women in this country. And then what is the recovery and performance recommendations for you? It's just as important how well you recover. Maybe when you exercise, you're a person that needs to take a long time to recover. Maybe you shouldn't exercise for a couple of days, yet you're out there every day pounding your treadmill, and maybe it's putting your body under stress, so it's not going to lose weight. Maybe you're a person that tends to get inflammation after exercise. So all these things we can determine genetically. Maybe you find yourself eating more unhealthy foods when you're tired, or you haven't had enough sleep and you blame yourself, and it's not you, it's your genetics that can determine that. We can also determine when you should eat your biggest meal. It's really important that you know when to have the biggest meal in the day for you. When should you do the best kind of activity? When should you exercise? So it's not just what kind of exercise you should do, but maybe you're a person that if you exercise first thing in the morning, that's going to be the weight loss game changer for you because you never did that. And that is what's determined for your body type. Or maybe you're a person that needs to do it in the afternoon because you're going to get so much more benefit if you exercise in the afternoon. So when you ask the question, what do you want to achieve for your body? Your genetics can answer all of that. And then we take a lot of time to explore what makes you you. And once we know your body type, and then once we know your genetics, we can get to know you right down to that molecular level. And then we can create a really comprehensive wellness plan that meets your specific health needs. So, for example, are you eating the right foods in the right seasons? Are you getting up at the right time and going to bed at the right time for you? And, if you are out there exercising, are you doing the best exercising to get the best results for who you are? And then also, does your genetic makeup tell us that you may have a predisposition to certain health risks that we do need to account for? Does the genetic test tell us, for example, that some foods that otherwise should be fine may actually be the cause of things like weight gain or low energy or stress on the body, just like the strawberries? So it's really important to get the answers to those questions too. And then we end up with this truly multifaceted plan that's broken down into exercise support, lifestyle support, herbal support, stress support, and mental health support. So I will tell you what to eat for your body type and your goals, when to sleep, how to exercise. So everything is tailored to you personally. Isn't that exciting? And then cleanses. We also include personalized cleanses. And I always hate to use that word because a cleanse doesn't normally conjure up anything good for most people. If I say the word cleanse to you, outside of those people who have already cleansed with me on their own programs, what does that conjure up for you? Put in chat what that means for you. If I say, yep, we're going to do a cleanse, what do you think? Yippee? Or some of the things we commonly hear are things like, oh, I'm going to have to starve. I'm going to have diarrhea. I just know it. I'm just going to be drinking juices. I'm just going to be drinking water. I'm not going to feel pleasant. It's going to be restrictive. Maybe there's even colonics involved. Nothing good. If somebody said to me, I want you to do all these things, I'd be like, you must be joking. That doesn't sound very attractive at all. But an Ayurveda cleanse is so not that. It's you eat really well. It's a digestive reset. And we traditionally do these twice a year. Once in spring, coming up now, to lighten up after the heaviness of winter, because it is normal to put on a little weight over winter. And I do, and then I take it right back off again in the spring. And then the other time we cleanse is in the fall, and this is to build our immunity for the upcoming winter. The only other time that we're going to cleanse is to if there is evidence of digestive toxins, and then we cleanse at that time too. So Fran said, and I hope Fran's okay with this. She's on the call tonight. So she said, yesterday I finished the cleanse and so far lost a total of 10.8 pounds in 13 days. This was amazing to me because I never felt hungry. I was not dieting. I was eating the right foods to help me restart my digestion, help me burn fat. And of course, I continued my exercise, which she did. And the best part, I feel so good. I'm so looking forward to learning this new lifestyle and all it has to offer. I decided to write a blog about this experience. Maybe I'll inspire somebody else. I feel that good. This was the best birthday present I ever gave to myself. So that's what Fran said after her cleanse. And I'm not sure she ever did the blog. She can tell us if she wants to. But that was her experiences from the cleanse. And then the meal plan. Each plan features 5 delicious healthy meals a week that are ideal for the individual, ideal for you, or the whole family is looking to eat the foods that are right for them. So that way you can enjoy foods that taste great, that are right for you, leave you feeling energized, healthy, and feeling really good. Each meal plan includes a shopping list. So that list means that you know exactly what and how much to buy each week. You're simply going to buy the ingredients on the shopping list and you'll have everything you need for 5 dinners that week. Every ingredient on your list is going to get used. That way, there's no waste, there's no more wasted money. In fact, a lot of our clients say they save a lot of money at the grocery store because they're only buying the foods that they eat. And you get an empty refrigerator at the end of the week too. So each meal plan includes not just the recipe for that meal, but also a detailed breakdown of why each meal was chosen for you. And I felt that was really important. We break down the benefits of each meal from both an Eastern and a Western point of view so that you know exactly what's in your meal and why it's the ideal meal for you. A lot of clients say to me, I really want to know why I'm eating this. Why am I eating this pumpkin soup or this jicama salad? You know, what's the benefit for me? Why am I doing this? And then I think one of the challenges of eating the food that's right for you is that as social creatures, we rarely eat alone, do we? And therefore, we need to create meals that the whole family can enjoy. And that's why each recipe comes with instructions on how to make easy tweaks for the recipe so that each meal is right for each person who's sitting at the table. Maybe it's a little dash of this for a pitta, maybe it's a little bit of oil for a vata. You kind of sort of get the idea. One recipe, one dinner plate, that with tweaks for each person that's there at the table. That way, the whole family can just enjoy one recipe. And then each recipe is designed as a meal for 2 people. But, you know, if you're eating alone, simply cut the measurements in half. If you're feeding a family of 4, double up. It's simple, it's adjustable. The meals do change with the season because eating the foods that are in season are going to be tastier. They're going to be cheaper because then they are in season, so they normally are, and they're going to be better for you as well. Now, we also understand that eating right isn't easy and that we all live in very, very busy worlds too. And that's why each meal has been carefully crafted, if you like, to take just around 30 minutes or so. Now, some may be a little bit longer. If they are, it's because it's worth it, we promise you. So who here wants a free copy of a week's meal plan? And then when I send you an email out tomorrow with a link, I'll just send you a link to get a 1-week meal plan for free, just so you can try it. And just let me know in chat and I'll make sure that happens for you. So Erica said, when I started this journey with a holistic highway, I was worried that it would all be too much work, and that I would not be able to do it. But a funny thing happened. Everything just became part of my daily routine. I worried about being able to cook the food and how would my family deal with it? Would I have time to cook separately for my boys who are under 10? I was shown how to cook one meal for all of us and adjust it for me. Now, sometimes we don't eat the same thing, but it's really not an issue. In the few months I've been working on my plan, I am sleeping. The quality of my sleep is good. My doctor has already reduced my thyroid medication, and he told me by May 1st, I should be able to come off all my meds as it looks like I'm in remission. That's huge. My energy levels are better, which means my sex drive has improved. Who doesn't want that? This is the best gift I gave myself. We see that as a theme. I gave myself this gift. So she had perhaps some of the same worries that you may have about what does that meal plan look like. And then Kathleen from North Carolina said, Kerry, I just had to drop you a note for this one. I love so many of your recipes. This one you hit out of the park even further than usual. It was winter, Vata Pitta week 12. So you can go there and find it. I can give you that one if you want. Coconut ginger soup. The blend of the flavors along with the ease of preparation is a 10-star recipe. Thank you for creating and sharing. And thank you for Kathleen for sending that in to me. It's always nice when I get some feedback. So we had to try many different plans with and without coaching at first to figure out what is going to be successful for our clients. We figured out that 93% of people who try to lose weight by themselves just give up. And there's lots of statistics out there. There are many studies that show how with support, your results are going to improve. And this is what I see in my clinical practice too. Our clients are part of the 7% that get that result. Now, you might be thinking, you don't need to meet with a wellness counselor. You can do this by yourself. And indeed, we've worked with many clients who initially thought this. But let's have a look at how much is biweekly coaching worth. And I don't mean just in terms of dollars and cents. And I understand that you don't want to risk sinking money and time into another plan if you don't think you're going to use a major part of it. That doesn't make sense. And I think almost all of our most successful people have had different doubts or thought the same thing at one time or another. And they had to make sure that this was the right choice for them. But at the same time, we have helped literally hundreds of people right where you are now to lose weight permanently and fairly easily without dieting and without having to over-exercise as well. And if it were true that all you need is another food diet to follow, then you wouldn't be struggling. If you could lose weight and keep it off all by yourself, you would have already done that. So the studies back up what we've seen in our practice too, that you're going to be a lot more successful with support than without it. And the plan comes with bi-weekly coaching. Now, you also get an exercise plan too. So now you know when it comes to nutrigenetics, so using food based upon your genetic profile, it's time to take a look at the fitness genes that are covered as well. Probably the best way to look at that, rather than give you a lot of, this gene, that gene, is maybe you have a power bias, which means that your body responds better to exercises that are higher in intensity and short durations. They tend to be centered around bigger movements like weights, like sort of push-ups and squats. Maybe though you have an endurance bias. That means your muscles are designed for repetitive work like high repetition weight training or longer duration cardio sessions like cycling or yoga. You'll know that the insights that genetic testing are going to give you are going to be invaluable for your sort of athletic fitness or your exercise regimen or your training program. You're going to be able to move away from that one size fits all approach in exercise as well and tackle your exercise. You're going to feel empowered because you know that your DNA test has given you the blueprint for what's going to be right for you. So what kind of exercise is best for you to lose and maintain that weight loss you're going to get in this plan too. Plus, you will also get access to our wonderful seasonal library, which contains lots of seasonal tips and hacks for you, like self-care practices that do need to change according to the season. There's going to be different recipes to have. There's going to be different skincare regimens. After all, it makes sense that what you put on your skin in summer when it's hot is going to be very different to what you put in the winter when the air tends to be colder and drier. All the things that you need to keep on track throughout the year. The seasonal library is your resource for the seasonal healing routines that are right for you. And we often forget that we're part of nature, but our body hasn't. So each season, there are many seasonal routines that we change into that's going to be right for you and is going to have you feeling so much better. And the Ayurveda Sanctuary. Once a year, I host a weekend stay at the life-changing Ayurveda Sanctuary. We normally charge $2,500 for this transformational getaway. If you sort of came off the street, not done a consultation with me, that would be the price of it. But it comes with two of my major programs. And this is where you can enjoy all the Ayurveda therapeutic treatments that are designed just for you. So a typical day at the Ayurveda Sanctuary is you're going to start each day with yoga and meditation. Then you're going to eat a nourishing breakfast that's right for you. Then you'll go to your first therapeutic treatment. It's going to feel like a spa treatment, but it's actually designed to get you to your health goals. After that, you get to relax by the pool, have a nutritious lunch, take a stroll to your workshop. And this is where you can learn how to add to your Ayurveda toolbox. Enjoy an afternoon of quiet, go to the spa and steam room. You can luxuriate in herbalized oils that have been designed just for you. It's from our Vedaceuticals collection. And then after dinner and a gentle stroll, you're going to meet your yoga guide for evening meditation and restorative yoga. That way, you are going to end your day feeling really relaxed and ready for revitalizing sleep. There's a lot of good things that we can do for you at the Ayurveda Sanctuary. Are you getting all this? Now, you might be thinking, hey, sounds nice, but I'm not traveling right now. There's COVID. Don't you realize? Yes, we do. And indeed, we did not run the Ayurveda Sanctuary this past year. I am not so sure we're even going to run it this year. Everything's so up in the air, isn't it? I can't guarantee anything. Probably next year, if not this fall. So if you came into a program with us, then if you didn't go this year, you would come next year. Finally, you also get all the tools to help you be successful. We have health trackers so that we can monitor how far you've come and keeps all of us accountable. We are an outcomes-based program, which means we need to know that we're making improvements. So a chart like this, for example, which is somebody's wanted to lose weight to reduce their weight, we can see on a scale of 1 to 10, they started at a 4. 1 is the worst they felt. 10 is they're right where they wanted to be. They went through a cleanse. They improved for a couple of months after the cleanse and then jumped up. And we often see this with weight loss. It goes in jumps, 10 to 15 pound jump weight loss. They're now at an 8, so they don't have very far to go. So, but we do need to measure you. We need to measure what's happening. We need to measure the improvements. I mean, if we don't measure, how do we know we've improved? We don't just want to give you a plan and say, hey, we think it works for everybody else. We need to know. So it keeps us all accountable. And then sometimes we talked about this, we just need community support. So we have our private Facebook group and our monthly fireside chats and Ayurveda hacks that Lisa does. And then, doesn't it, have support from others who are also going through what you're going through. Am I right? So our Facebook and our monthly group. So with all these tools, and there's a myriad of tools we can help you with, we're going to reset your metabolism quickly so that you become an efficient fat burner. And this is where I started. I had dieted so much, I had changed my metabolism so much that my body just wasn't even processing my food very well. I was not efficient at burning fat. Where you can prepare and eat nutritious foods that are right for you and your family, do the right exercises for who you are, feel healthy, feel energized, take control of your health, and be the best version of yourself. Be who you are meant to be. And we often hear this, or I often hear this when people start talking to me about coming and working with me, and they'll talk about what's going wrong in their life, why they're seeing me, and they'll see, I'm not the person I used to be, or I don't feel like myself anymore, or I want to get back to who I used to be, or I feel like I'm just a spectator watching and it's not really me. All these are a disconnect, just shows that imbalance that's going on. So just to recap them, the personalized health plan includes an initial consultation to determine your body type, your genetic testing, this transformational wellness plan that's going to have, you know, the food lists that are right for you, personalized cleanses, a meal plan, the coaching with Lisa, exercise regimen so you know what's right for you, the Ayurveda seasonal library, so you have all those seasonal changes, the Ayurveda Sanctuary, if we're running it, health trackers, and built-in community. So who is this plan for? This plan is going to work for those whose weight is increasing or has just got stuck. It works for women whose metabolism seems to have slowed down due to menopause. It works for busy professionals whose appetite feels out of control. They're munching on those M&Ms in the afternoon. It's for people whose medications are changing their weight and they just want to get back to their original weight. It works for people who have an endocrine disorder, and that's what's creating the problem. Hashimoto's, hypothyroid. Works for people who suffer from anxiety and depression, and they've definitely put on weight around the middle. It works if you're on medications like steroids or maybe a statin, and that's increased your weight. In fact, this plan works for everybody. And that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Because we're not creating a plan and you have to fit that plan. The plan fits who you are. So it's personalized to you. Is this making sense? Good. This is Stephanie. This program is better than I ever thought it would be. I must admit to being pretty cynical coming in. I felt I had tried everything to lose weight and be more motivated. I was pretty cynical though, as I felt I had tried everything. Today, a year later, as I say goodbye to Kerry and Meredith, I look back and think it was a phenomenal program. I can honestly say I look and feel 15 years younger. I did lose weight, but I realized it was weight from sickness, not actual extra weight. My digestion improved, my headaches got better, my skin rash cleared up. Mostly, I feel so full of energy that I now have to make sure I slow down. The program was also really easy. I did feel a little overwhelmed in the beginning, but I was encouraged to go slow and make one change at a time. It was a process that really worked and built upon itself. So now, a year later, it's quite surprising how many changes I have made. It was the best thing I did for myself. Again, we get this theme. It's something I did for myself. So, in our experience, the number one reason why people don't get started, and you might be thinking, you know what, I can't get started because I'm not sure this will work for me. I've tried lots of diets in the past. Well, the good news is you can, because this is a science-based program that has proven results. It's right for you. It's got your genetics, it's got your body type. You're just going to shift to what's right for you. So with all these tools, then you can get rid of those old negative thoughts that stop you from being successful. It is not your fault you haven't lost weight with a diet so far. Get rid of that yo-yo dieting, which plays havoc on your health. Calorie counting, who wants to do that? Carb counting, that's even worse. And those feelings of failure. So from my perspective, problem solved as far as weight loss. I didn't know how to lose weight and keep it off without constantly worrying about my weight. And I went through years of worrying about my weight and doing some pretty drastic things. And when I first started in Ayurveda, I saw that most of my clients were worried about their weight. And when we put them on an individualized program, then the weight came off. So we created this phenomenal program that's individualized for each one of my clients, and it's just not a one size fits all. And that's exactly what this program does. So for you, it's going to save you time and money because you're not going to spend money on fad diets. Some of those diets are pretty expensive. You don't have to purchase expensive supplements. I've had clients paying $400 a month on supplements. You don't have to buy replacement meals or prepared shakes or processed food, which is not good for your body, and that can rack up the dollars as well, nearly £1. And then you don't have to have a nutrition degree just to decide what to eat for breakfast. It can be confusing. And also, you don't have to exercise till you drop just to maintain your weight or buy yet another fitness machine because you think this latest fitness machine is going to be the one to do it for you. You don't have to worry about how you look in the mirror or do a disappearing act when it's time for group photos. How many of you do that? Somebody gets their iPhone out and you're like, oh my God, let me cover everything up. Let me punch in on myself. I've seen people do that. And then you can just buy sexy clothes again if you want to. Put those jeans back on again if you want to. And I had a client one time saying, I just want to choose what I want to wear. I don't always want to have to put something on with the idea of, is it going to make me look thinner? Is it going to cover the bulges? Is anything showing that I don't want to show? So you're going to feel empowered to just wear whatever you want. Now, you might be thinking, I can't use these tools because I just know I can't afford any of this. And let me ask you this. Do you think it's okay to dip into your savings or leverage your credit card and spend money you might not have to get started? Now, this is a serious question. Do you think it's okay or not? Some people say yes, some say no. Let's talk about this for a moment because I have a way of thinking that I want you to think about. Every month, money replenishes, right? You get paid every month, right? So you get money every month. And this is key. Time does not replenish. You can't build time up again. You can't get that time back again. It disappears. Money doesn't, time does. So you could go out and spend months or even years of your valuable time to try and figure something out about weight loss. but you'll never get that time back. Instead, you could save that time and effort because I've already spent it for you. I've done it. If you work directly with me instead, yes, it's going to cost you money to get started, of course, but that money is going to come back. Whereas the time spent on dieting that you've already done to lose weight, all that trial and error, that's gone forever. So what you'll get, a personalized health plan. And our personalized health plans, we have 3 tiers of them, and they run anywhere from $997 for the full year, all the way up to $8,000 for the full year, depending on the level of support you're going to need. Personalized coaching, that's a $4,500 value. Seasonal consults, we do 4 of them, an hour a piece. Personalized cleanses, 2 of them, minimum, sometimes 3. The meal plan, you can go onto my website, buy me a meal plan right now for the year, it's $59. The Ayurveda Sanctuary, $2,500 is the value of that. The Ayurveda Library with all those resources has a value of $1,875. Health trackers, yeah, I made those up, they're just a tool, can't really put a value on that. And we also send you weekly, you join our Thrive Club, weekly emails that are going to keep you on track. These come in every Friday. They link to your meal plan, tips and tricks from us, and just sort of community at all. And if we add all that up, that is a $20,000 value. I'm not talking cost, I'm just talking the value of those things. But you also get success. And for many, it's the first time. Now, I had to go through years of study and research to find out what works for losing weight for each person. You won't have to because I did the work. You know, I'm giving you my knowledge and my expertise in Ayurveda and genetics. I packed it all into an easy to follow year-long program so that you can be successful at losing weight. And this is going to make it easier and faster for you to lose weight. How? Because the work's been done. I'll tell you what to eat for your body type and goals, when to sleep, how to exercise. And as I said before, everything is tailored to you personally. Now, you might be thinking you can't use this because you've already been on many diets. This is a customized transformational wellness plan that is based upon a diagnosis of all your symptoms and imbalances, combined also with the knowledge from your genetics. We're going to end up with that really multifaceted plan that is broken up into exercise support, lifestyle support, herbal support if you need it, stress support. Many of us are under stress, and mental health support. So I will tell you what to eat, how to sleep, how to exercise. Everything is tailored to you personally. Now, habits are hard to change. I get that. That's not an issue because this plan isn't anything you've ever done before. So it's not anything you can look at and say, it's not going to work. It's a personalized plan tailored to your unique needs. And that's exactly what your body needs. So success, how much is that worth? And most of my clients tell me it's priceless. Remember, I think it was the American Express ad that, you know, they would all do, this costs this costs this, what does this cost? Priceless. And I'm not trying to be flip here, but to finally reach success in ultimate health, which is also weight loss, that's worth a lot for my clients who achieve that. And if all this program did will show you exactly how to understand how your body type and genetics play a role in your weight, would that be worth it for you? If all this program did was help you lose weight without having to diet or intensely exercise, would that be worth it? If all this program did was show you how to be an efficient fat burner, even if you're menopausal or on medications, would that be worth it for you? And if all this program did was help you eat nutritious meals so that you never had to worry about eating the right foods for you again, would that be worth it to you? What would it be worth? so that you're able to lose weight permanently without dieting, would that be worth it? How about if the whole process was easy to follow? Would that be worth it for you? You know, we had two choices when we were deciding how to price our programs. The first was to go as cheap as possible and sell as many programs as possible. It's not a bad way to go. It's a business model that many people do. The problem with that is we would have no real incentive to pile on the value for you. It will cost us more for all those sort of tools and bonuses and cleanses and retreats and extras than the whole program would be worth. So our second choice was to raise the price a little and give you absolutely everything that you need to be successful. So what would the end result be worth for you if you could finally lose that extra weight without dieting, without having to uber exercise, knowing that this time you would be successful? How much would you pay to finally get rid of that weight? You can probably see why people pay up to $10,000 a year to work with me, because for some people it's not a cost, it's an investment. The personalized wellness plan we already showed you has a value of about $20,000, but we have 3 programs that range anywhere from $997 all the way up to $8,000. So let me put this into perspective for you. If you went to my website right now, you could sign up for any one of these personal programs. But obviously, we're not going to sell it. We never did sell it at $20,000, even though that's the value. We are not today going to do it from anywhere from $997 to $7,000 or $8,000 for the full year. What we're going to do today is we're going to give you a 25% off coupon on any of our full programs. That means a quarter off. This is the first time we've ever done that. And this is the link that Lisa's also going to put in the chat for you to just sign up for a consultation with me, a complimentary chat where I'm just going to ask you 4 questions to see if you'd be a good fit for this program. So you can go directly to that. You can pick it up in the chat, or you can type that in, the HTTP link, the bit.ly link right there. And that's just going to take you to my calendar. Sign up. We'll chat for probably 20 minutes. Set it up over the next couple of days. And then we'll just find whether this is right for you. So I get it. $20,000 value, we're not going to do. We're not going to do the regular price that's on the website right now that you can go to. So if you chose the program at $997, it is now $747. If you chose the $4,000 program because you needed that level of support, it goes down to $3,000. If you chose the $8,000, it goes to $6,000. So you can see that's quite a big saving for you. So you can sign up for any one of these right now at the regular price. And I get it. It may be far more than you've invested in your health so far. It may be, or maybe not. Some of those diets are pretty expensive out there. But I think we can acknowledge it's a lot less than some of the worst case medical scenarios there are out there when we don't take care of our weight. So you have 2 choices at this point. Choice number 1 is to do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. Because if you do nothing with the information that you've learned over the last hour, then what you're going to get is nothing. Or you can choose to take a leap of faith, invest in yourself, and just give it a shot. See if it will work for you. So if you're worried that this won't work for you, then we'll cover you. Well, you are covered with our money back guarantee, minus any monies we have to spend on tests, like the genetic test, for example. That's outside of my control. So you can test drive it now, see if it works for you. There's no risk. You have nothing to lose but all the stress and agony that you've done in the past. So that's the link. You can go to your browser right now, type that in. That's going to get you to my calendar, or you can see it in the chat. Lisa's putting it in the chat again. So that should be a live link there, and you can just click directly on it as well. So the real question is it worth it to you spending a few minutes of your time to check this out? Even if it only does half of what I've claimed today, you're still going to lose weight in about a couple of weeks based on what we've seen with this program. So is it worth it? It makes no difference to me. I'm fine with my weight. So it's not about me. This is about you. So just to clarify, this is what you're going to get: personalized health plan, the coaching, the seasonal consults, personalized cleanses, the meal plan, the Ayurveda Sanctuary. Hopefully you'll get it. I just can't guarantee it's going to be this year. The Ayurveda library with seasonal resources, all the health trackers, and the weekly emails to keep you on track as well. So that's just to recap. And remember the links up there as well. And as if this wasn't enough already, we're also going to give you, for the first 50 people that sign up with me, our Ayurveda Cleanse book. You've got to be attending live tonight, so you can't be watching the recording. We know who was live. And the application to work with me doesn't mean you have to have met with me, but the application to work with me, which is your calendar link to me, is received to me by Monday, February the 22nd. So you have over this weekend to do that. And then we'll send you out the Ayurveda Cleanse book. Now, I had to go through many years of training in several different countries to understand that being an efficient fat burner and having a strong digestive fire, which is your metabolism, is key to weight loss. You're going to get this benefit of all that study that I've done because you'll get this Digestive Reset book, the 25-day Ayurveda Cleanse. It's my best-selling book, and it takes you through that digestive reset. And the reason we want you to do this is it's going to make it faster and easier for you to start your weight loss immediately. Because you can start cleansing your body, you can remove toxins that are creating weight gain in this sort of step-by-step digestive reset for you. Now, you might be thinking, you know what, I can't use this because my digestion is fine. It really is. But the reality is that most people who carry extra weight have sluggish metabolism. You know you have sluggish metabolism because you feel unmotivated, you just feel your food sits there, it tends to be heavy, you don't need to eat very much for you to feel full. So this guide, this 25-day Ayurveda cleanse, is going to help ignite your metabolism by removing those toxins so that you become a really efficient fat burner. And that's a $28 value. You can go onto Amazon right now, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble. It's on all the major places. It runs anywhere depending on whether they're running a special. I've seen it at $17.99. I've seen it at $32. So it depends where you get it from. So I took the middle and said, okay, roughly about that, $28 value. So sign up with me and I will send you a signed copy out. It will be my honor to do that. So the $20,000 value gets you the health plans, the coaching, the consults, cleanses, the meal plan, the Ayurveda Sanctuary, the Ayurveda Library, the health trackers, and those weekly emails. So I want you to get started today. So just click on that link, the bit.ly link, the HTTP link. Again, Lisa is going to put it in the chat for you so that you have it. And if you're still on the fence, now is the time to open up your browser. Just go to it, get started. Remember, there's no risk. We have a money-back guarantee, minus any of the tests, obviously. But the only way for you to know if this is right for you is to get started. So just go, sign up, chat with me, or at least have the call set up with me by Monday. And I'll take the next 5 minutes to answer any questions that you may have. And let me start off, a couple came through while we were talking. And one of the questions that I had is, if I lose weight, I'm going to be miserable. I tried to lose weight last year. I had to cut out carbs and I was miserable. So it looks like I have to give up things that make me happy if I want to lose weight. Yeah, I get that. Yes. I also thought that I would have to lose weight as well. Or I had to give up the things that I loved to lose weight. But then I learned that what was right for me was actually things that I enjoyed and that I could lose weight. And now I am a really efficient fat burner and pretty much can eat whatever I want. You know, it reminds me of that phrase, you can live to be 100 if you give up all the things that you want to be 100. And that was said by Woody Allen. I love that phrase. But remember that a healthy life must include some restraint and some self-control, but there should be plenty of room for splurges too. I mean, I eat pizza, I drink red wine, I do all those wonderful things, and that's normal. You should be able to as well. Any other questions? A couple came in while. So I have another one here that somebody sent in. She said, I get really snappy and irritable when I diet. Why? Well, that's normal as your body adjusts and it's going to go through withdrawal on some things. It's going to go through withdrawal from maybe processed food, packaged food, maybe food that's not so great for you. It's low quality food. We'll show you some techniques that you can do so that your moods don't take a dip there, so that you don't get irritable. That's normally tied up with a lot of blood sugar things as well. So hopefully I answered that question too. Any other questions here? Lisa, anybody got any other questions? I can bring up chat myself as well.
I think you've answered all the questions.
Okay, wonderful. Then we have thoroughly enjoyed being here tonight for you. I'd love to see you on a phone call, and I will send out, or an email should have already gone out to you with a link to my calendar. Set that up before Monday. After Monday, we will not be doing this. So you can still come into a program with me. I will not stop you doing that, but it will be the regular price on the website. So get your call into me before Monday. It doesn't mean the call has to be with me before Monday, but you have to have set it up before Monday because this will then go. So thank you very much. I hope I've managed to sort of convey that there is no one size fits all in weight loss or in anything, because you are unique. And that's kind of important. So thank you for being here tonight, and I will look forward to talking with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.